Convention over configuration is an important concept, but there's more that goes into an application framework than just the conventions you establish. There's your application's architecture, which could be anything from in-tier to event-driven to something completely custom that there is no name for. Then there's your application's infrastructure, the set of services and behaviors that your application provides. Another important factor to a successful application framework is team agreement and unity. Everyone working on your application should agree with the conventions and infrastructure the framework provides. If they don't, they'll spend most of their time fighting the framework or failing to take advantage of the capabilities it provides, which will make you and your team less productive, not more productive. Now that we've described the underlying concepts and ideas behind an application framework, let's look at some of the qualities of good application frameworks, as well as some of the qualities that we want to avoid. A good framework simplifies your work. It frees you up to focus on delivering business value by handling all of the background noise that gets in the way. A good framework should handle uninteresting concerns. You don't want to waste your time thinking about managing your database connection or worrying about logging. A good framework isn't rigid. There are times where the conventional way isn't the right way, and a good framework can get out of the way in those scenarios. However, a good framework isn't all or nothing. You shouldn't have to build a new car just because you want the car to be blue instead of red. Finally, a good framework is optimized for you and your team. It encourages you and your team to do things the right way. On the other side of the fence are qualities we want to avoid. A bad framework is one that is all or nothing. You either use the conventions and services that it provides exactly as is, or you use none of it. A bad framework is complex. It's difficult to figure out the right way to do things within the framework. It adds ceremony that gets in the way of creating valuable software. It obfuscates your code and logic, making your application difficult to maintain, difficult for new developers to learn, as well as difficult to troubleshoot and debug when things go wrong. Finally, we don't want to spend all of our time building an exhaustive, massive framework for our app up front. Instead, we want to focus on building a framework that helps us produce something useful. We want to be more productive because of our app framework, not spend all of our time building the framework itself.